In early 2026, Dominic Fike was at the peak of his commercial career. He had a track sitting at number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was in the middle of a sold-out global tour. By March, that single surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify, while simultaneously locking into the worldwide trending charts on YouTube. This timeline tracks the song from its 2018 release. For 8 years, the track was largely overlooked, a dormant B-side before hitting a massive, sudden vertical spike in 2026. Babydoll survived a decade of silence as part of a massive archive generating minimal traffic. Historically, a song's promotional lifespan was dictated by a rigid industry calendar. Labels prioritized new releases during a short window of a few months, and if a track didn't find an audience, it effectively expired. The modern streaming environment operates on a different logic called the catalog viral engine. This is a digital system designed to recycle older media back into the mainstream through constant algorithmic rotation. Recommendation algorithms prioritize high engagement over a song's release date. In this ecosystem, an 8-year-old track and a brand new release compete for the same user attention, making a song's age secondary to its current performance in the feed. Dominic Fike's early career followed the traditional industry path. In 2018, he signed a multi-million-dollar record deal with Columbia Records. This institutional support helped him enter the mainstream as both a musician and an actor, eventually landing the role of Elliot on HBO's series Euphoria. However, this rapid ascent was unstable. During the 2022 production of Euphoria, a severe drug addiction nearly led to his removal from the cast. He subsequently chose to step back from the spotlight, prioritizing his health and maintaining long-term sobriety. While Fike was focused on his personal recovery, the catalog viral engine intervened. In February 2026, TikTok's recommendation algorithm randomly locked onto Babydoll. The process begins when a specific audio snippet gains traction. As the algorithm detects users replaying or creating content with that sound, it pushes the clip to a wider audience, leading to an exponential surge in user-generated videos. This momentum triggers a cross-platform migration. Millions discover the song in a short-form video app and then move to streaming platforms like Spotify to consume the full track. This system functions independently of an artist's current career status. It is a mechanical surge that amplifies engagement, regardless of whether the artist is actively touring or on a personal hiatus. This wasn't an isolated event. The 2026 IFPI Global Music Report describes how this type of virality has become the primary financial driver for the modern industry. This chart tracks the growth of music subscription accounts worldwide. By the end of 2025, that user base grew to 837 million people, providing the massive audience necessary for a dormant track to suddenly scale globally. That growing user base contributed to a 7.7% increase in streaming revenue, adding $1.6 billion to the record industry in a single year. Streaming platforms prioritize raw engagement metrics above all else. Their recommendation engines are indifferent to a song's history. If the data shows that users are listening, the algorithm will continue to serve that content. Major record labels have restructured their operations to capitalize on these surges. They now use real-time data monitoring to identify which catalog tracks are gaining organic traction online. When Columbia Records noticed the Babydoll anomaly, they officially re-released the 2018 track as a single on February 27, 2026, to capture the new momentum. They further leveraged the surge by officially releasing another fan-favorite unreleased track, White Keys, ensuring that new listeners had more content to consume while Fike was trending. Labels have integrated these algorithmic anomalies into their standard business operations, turning random internet surges into monetized global assets. The modern music business has effectively eliminated the idea of a dead song. Industry back catalogs are now viewed as persistent assets, waiting in the digital archive for an eventual algorithmic spark. By the time the algorithm revived his work, Dominic Fike was in a very different position than he was in 2022. He was stable, sober, and focused on his responsibilities as a father. This personal stability allowed him to catch the momentum. Because he was healthy and prepared, he was able to step back into the spotlight and managed pressures of a massive career resurgence. He turned that mechanical viral surge into a tangible comeback, officially booking the comedy-tragedy parody North American tour to meet the new demand. The streaming ecosystem provides a persistent archive where art remains discoverable. When the algorithm eventually selects a dormant track, it offers the artist a second chance to catch that momentum, if they have the personal stability to meet the moment.